Mic check, mic check. Derby safety prep week. Derby safety, we're gonna get started here momentarily. Mic check, mic check. It's just about 10 a.m., 9:59 actually. Mic check, mic check. Alrighty. Looks good, sounds good. Almost ready. Thank you, thank you. Sweet.
Everybody ready? All right. Good morning, everyone, and happy Derby Week. It is finally here. Derby Week is upon us. It is 5-0 Tuesday, and after a challenging and eventful April, Louisville, Kentucky is ready to host the world for the 151st Kentucky Derby and all of the other amazing Kentucky Derby Festival events that are happening this week. People have already started to arrive in our amazing city from all over the globe to partake in all of these wonderful events, to get ready for the best 2 minutes in sports. And while it might look easy to many, it is the result of so much hard work and planning that my colleagues with me here today and people from all over the city have been working on literally since right after Derby 150. You know, what we do here in Louisville every year, I think many of us in Louisville often take for granted. But just think for a second about how huge and how unique what we do every April and May in Louisville is. We have a giant 2 or 3 week festival where we have 70 events that bring the community together in so many unique and fun and large ways. And then at the tail end of that festival, after we've pulled off all of these amazing events, like a parade and a half marathon and a marathon and a steamboat race and so much more, we then basically have 3 Super Bowls back to back to back in a row with Derby, the Kentucky Oaks, and the Kentucky Derby. That is a challenging task to pull off for my colleagues with me here today and the members of their team. But we here in Louisville do it every year after year after year, bigger and better year after year than ever before. And that's because of the amazing work of so many. And this year, on top of all of that planning, we were thrown the curveball of a historic flood that flooded our city not too long ago. But again, thanks to the amazing work of so many, we had a historic rapid recovery from that flood, and Louisville, Kentucky is shining brighter than ever this week in time to welcome the world for the Kentucky Derby. The Derby Festival events are going on in full steam ahead right now. They have not been impeded, other than Thunder, which we all know we were disappointed to have to cancel, but really had no choice. The other Derby events are going on as scheduled where they are. I know a few of us in this room today are still a little bit sore from the mini marathon, or my friend on LMPD here, Hash, who ran the full marathon, is probably the most sore, but we all did it. Congratulations, Jody Myman, as well, and to anyone else who ran the mini marathon and the marathon. That was a wonderful day, over 10,000 runners Saturday morning. The parade on Sunday, we had great weather and thousands of people lined along Broadway. Everyone's excited about the steamboat race tomorrow night and so much more that's happening. So thanks to everyone again for their unprecedented efforts. With all these events that happen during the Derby Festival and leading up to the Kentucky Derby and at the Kentucky Derby, safety is our primary focus. And so you're going to hear today from some first responders at LMPD, from fire, from emergency services, but also as well, we have to thank our friends in solid waste management that clean up after all of these community events and support the areas around Churchill Downs and downtown with their regularly scheduled cleanups. We have hospitality workers at our hotels and restaurants and retail shops that are working from dusk till dawn every day to welcome and support all of our visitors from around the world. And of course, there are so many hardworking people every day at Churchill Downs that make that magic happen every day with the races, with the hospitality, and everything else that Churchill Downs has to offer. So when you see people as you're going around town this week that are working hard to make this week better for you and for people from all over the world who are our visitors here in Louisville, please thank them. Take an extra seconds to say thank you for the amazing work that they are doing. So today, we want to go over some of our safety plans, what everyone has been working on, and how we are going to work to ensure that this is an incredibly safe and fun week for our residents and our visitors alike. Whether you're headed out to Churchill Downs today for 5-0 Tuesday or any other day this week, or whether you're gardening in your backyard, having a backyard barbecue, or enjoying a local party with some neighbors and friends, we want to ensure that this Kentucky Derby is safe and special for each of you. So first, I'd like to introduce Major Arnold Rivera, who's the Special Operations Commander at LMPD, who's going to go over some of the safety and traffic planning that he and his colleagues at LMPD have been working on. Major Rivera, thank you so much for your leadership in this. I know you've got great skills and expertise, and we are ready for a great 151st Kentucky Derby. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm Major Arnold Rivera with the Special Operations Division, and it is an honor to stand here today alongside our partners at every level. As the mayor stated, the eyes of the world will be on Louisville, and together we stand ready. Through months of planning and close collaboration, our team is committed to ensuring a safe, smooth, and memorable Derby. Of course, with any event of this size, there will be traffic restrictions and road closures in and around the event space. We ask everyone to be patient, drive safely, and most importantly, follow the directions of the dedicated men and women directing traffic. Your cooperation helps to keep everyone moving and safe. And while our focus is on ensuring a safe and successful Derby, the women and men of LMPD will continue working across the entire city to maintain public safety. Any criminal activity, including dangerous behaviors like illegal street racing, will be met with swift enforcement. Finally, we know that the success of a shared effort, we know that success is a shared effort. We're asking the public to play a crucial role. If you see something, say something. Stay informed by signing up for the Derby-specific lens alerts, by texting Derby, and most importantly, help us showcase the best of Louisville, a city known for its hospitality, resilience, and spirit.
Thank you very much, Major Rivera, and all of us will be available for questions after some introductory remarks here. Next, we'll introduce Deputy Director Kelly Jones. He and his team at Metro Emergency Services are going to be working nonstop through the Derby weekend here at the Emergency Operations Center and elsewhere around the city to ensure that we provide the support necessary to all of our first responding agencies. Kelly?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I always like to start off my yearly spiel with one little notation. For those of you who don't know, it's kind of useless information, but this will be my 37th Derby in a row as either a first responder or representative of emergency services. Now, in and of that, it's not really any big deal, but here's the irony. I'm yet to see a horse on Derby Day. I've never seen one. I've never seen one on Oaks Day, and I'm heading on 40 years. As Mom used to say, someday that'll change, but I don't think it ain't going to be today. So one of these days, maybe I'll get to see an actual horse on Derby Day. Anyhow, let's get to what I want to talk about a little bit. A lot of folks don't know what emergency services role is specifically in some events. A lot of folks think EMS is the first thing they think about. But I tell people it's kind of like hosting a big party at your house. All the agencies come over and they give us their plans, they show us what they're going to do, and if an issue arises, they can make a one-stop call to us or each other and say, here's my problem, here's my challenge. How can you help get the agencies that need to be together in the room together real quick? That's kind of what we do. We're a coordinating agency. A couple of things that are very much important. In many ways, the world has stayed the same, and in a lot of ways it's changed, particularly with technology. But a few of the tips that I would give folks, as the Major said, join Lens Alert app, and you can text Derby to the number specifically to 67283. And one reason that's very important this year is because of weather. Our risk tonight has been enhanced for bad weather. We're on tap for some weather on Thursday as well. You will get those text specifics to the location and to the event. You've got to watch the weather this year. Know where you park your car. That is the number one piece of advice I give to people. When you come out of the track, some people are really happy they won a lot, some didn't win as much, and believe it or not, some had libations while they were in there and don't know where their car is. Write it on a piece of paper, put it in your pocket, put it in your phone, take a picture of where you're at so that you don't lose your car or think someone stole it. It's very important stuff. Dustin may or may not allude to it. Know what is prohibited before you get out to Churchill Downs. We don't want you to have to throw away your grandfather's favorite pocket knife or something like that, or have to take it all the way back to the shuttle lot or somewhere to your car. You don't want to delay yourself getting into the track like that. Just know what is and isn't allowed by going to the ChurchillDowns.com app. Take an extra phone charger. Many of you already know that, but it helps. It keeps your phone up and running all day. There's not enough plugs for all the attendees. Take a group photo of the people you're with in case you get separated. You never know what could happen, and it's particularly with children. Take a photograph that shows law enforcement agencies what the child looked like, exactly what they were wearing, or anybody else in the group that gets separated. Document that for safety reasons. Sunscreen and hydration. Everybody likes to drink and have a good time, but throw in some water every once in a while. Make it a little easier on the EMS folks. Secure your valuables. I always tell the guys, I don't even like to do it, but keep your wallet in your front pocket when you can. And women always think of one little trick. If you got a purse, it's got a zipper or latch, keep that zipper up towards the front of your body and not the back where you're a little bit more vulnerable. Keep a list of who you should call if you were to lose your wallet or your credit cards. And don't keep that list in your wallet, by the way, or in your purse. Keep it somewhere else. Should someone steal my stuff, who do I notify immediately right here and go get on the telephone? Please watch out for any signs of human trafficking. This is a premier opportunity for some of those who would prey on our population. And it goes back to that, if you see something, say something. And someone said earlier today, what is something? If you've seen it, you'll know it. That is the something. So watch out for situations that you just think don't look right. Go find the nearest law enforcement officer, a first responder, anybody. Anybody will help you. Please help us look out for that. Lastly, follow directives given to you by all of our first responders, our law enforcement personnel. They're designed for your safety, and sometimes I know you don't want to go that way, or you think you should go that way, or why do we have to go that way? Sometimes we know things that maybe you don't a little bit ahead of time. We're trying to make that easy for you. EMS will be on site this year. We'll have ambulances, bike teams, ATVs. On Oaks and Derby, we'll have 3 med centers. And lastly, 2 things. I can assure you that all first responders and everybody involved in law enforcement have no desire to get involved in your daily activities at Oaks or Derby. It's only when you start to interfere with others' right to have a good time and enjoy it, will someone probably say something to you. They want to have fun just like everybody else. They want you to have a good time. And the last thing I'll say is to the mayor's point, and thank you for saying it, sir, is that when you see a first responder, whether it's police, fire, EMS, you don't really get to see our dispatchers who do a great job out there. Public Works, Churchill Downs security staff, whoever it is, please say thank you. It matters to them. They appreciate it. You don't see a lot of people doing it. So they've worked 12, 14, 16, 18. Some of them will sleep in their office at the track. That's a fact. So just say thank you to them. They really do appreciate it. Thanks, Mayor.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Another critical agency that works with us every day, and particularly on big events like this, is Louisville Fire Department. And here with us today is Colonel Bobby Cooper to talk a little bit about Louisville Fire Department's role and some tips for this week and weekend as well. Colonel Cooper, thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Louisville Fire Department's objective is to provide prompt, quality service to local residents and as well as the out-of-town visitors that come to Churchill Downs over this week. So we provide over 60 firefighting personnel on site throughout the week. That includes nearly 60 firefighters who are your suppression people, as well as fire prevention, so inspectors who are on site. We're also there with resources strategically placed throughout the site. So we'll start our shifts there at 0800 on Thursday on Thurby, and we'll be there through Sunday at 7 o'clock in the morning. So we'll have a presence throughout the week. Again, our assignments are multitask, but we have 3 specific assignments, and those are to respond, to support, and to monitor. So we respond to fire alarms and to other emergencies. We support Metro EMS and ambulatory services, and of course we monitor for code violations that we may come across in life hazard conditions, life safety conditions. So again, back to the fire suppression response. So that's any kind of fire alarm, any kind of fire emergency. We are an all hazard response agency, so beyond fire, as the community is well aware, we do all kinds of technical rescues, confined space, things like that. So any and all emergencies, hazmats that may arise, we're completely prepared to respond to throughout the venue. The majority of our staff is placed on the front side. So we're there on the front side from the south and north, clubhouses, the grandstands. But then we also have staff who are strategically placed on the back side. And again, that backside placement begins at 0800 on Thursday and runs through Sunday at 7 a.m., as well as staff who are in the infield. Medical emergency support, so all firefighters, all 60 firefighters who we will have out there are either EMTs or paramedics, as well as firefighters. So we can support EMS, as well as ambulatory services on site to any kind of medical emergency that may take place. And then beyond that, back to the life safety and the fire prevention. So those are services that focus specifically on life safety hazards that we may come across throughout the venue to reduce any kind of unsafe conditions, and then to help enforce those codes with our fire prevention inspectors who are out there. Churchill Downs is a tremendous partner. They are incredibly responsive to anything that we do come across and to help eliminate any kind of hazardous conditions. So we thank them again for it every day, but particularly this week of every year. Our firefighters and our inspectors, to echo Kelly and the mayor, they're very eager to help. Our firefighters are compassionate people who are eager to help. They want to make sure that everybody has a safe experience, but they're also professionals. They want you to have a fun, pleasant, and safe experience. So if you see them, again, they'll look just like me, just like I do right now. They'll have the same uniform on. They'll have a nameplate on, so you'll be able to call them out by their name, or at least their last name. If you see something, say something. They all have radios and transceivers that they can radio for help, whatever the emergency or whatever the condition may be. So keep that in mind, and have a happy and safe Derby. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Colonel Cooper. And finally is our partner in all of this, Churchill Downs, who is getting ready to open their gates. They're probably already open today for 5-0 Tuesday. And so I'm going to bring up a Louisville Metro Government colleague alum, an LMPD alum, who is now the Senior Director of Security at Churchill Downs, Dustin Clem, who was great to work with when he was part of our team here at LMPD, and has been great to work with in his new role at Churchill Downs this year for his very first Derby. So, Dustin, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all. Churchill Downs is very happy to host the 151st consecutive running of the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. The Kentucky Derby is a beloved, sophisticated, and indulgent celebration of the greatest race on earth. And we look forward to hosting all of our guests. But we want to do that in a safe and secure environment so that everybody can have the maximum fun and enjoyment without any hiccups. Securing an event of this size is not easy. It's a very difficult undertaking, but with my great partners beside me from Metro Police, Metro Emergency Services, the Mayor's Office, and the Fire Department, they really do help make this a safe and secure environment. In addition, we have many state and federal partners that are brought in to this event. We are supported by a federal coordination team with the Department of Homeland Security, who helps coordinate all of these massive resources that are brought in from around the country. And the more you know before coming to the track, the more enjoyable your experience is going to be. We have a Churchill Downs app that you can download on your phone, and that will provide you with wayfinding, maps, times, as well as a prohibited item list. If you're coming in, our parking lots for Derby Oaks and Derby are all permitted spaces. So if you have your parking permit, there are specific instructions on how to enter that specific lot. Our lots are segregated, so you're not able to move throughout the parking lot if you're coming to the track before and you've been able to drive straight through the parking lot. That will not be possible those 3 days. So please be familiar with how you need to enter the parking lot. If you do not have on-site parking, we do offer shuttle service at Kentucky Fair and Expo Center. So we'll have our parking and transportation team out there to help you get to where you need to. There's also parking provided in our rideshare pickup this year as at the LNN Stadium, which is a short walk from the track. We also want to remind you of our prohibited items. We strictly do not allow any weapons on our property, and that includes firearms, pocket knives. I know a lot of people have pepper spray and stuff on their keychains, so please take that off. As Deputy Director Jones had alluded to, we don't want you to have to walk all the way back to your car or throw away something that means something to you. So please review our prohibited items list. That also includes umbrellas. Those can, turn into flying debris, all kinds of issues. So we ask that You leave your umbrellas at home, so throw in a rain poncho or something in your pocket or purse and bring that in with you instead of your umbrella. It is also a no-fly zone for drones. So we do have partners on site that monitor drone usage, so please leave your hobby drone at home. And then our prohibited items list, you can get that on KentuckyDerby.com. And all guests at the track are subject to security screening. So as we move forward, we want everybody to have a safe and fun time, and that is made possible with all of our great partners here. Thank you.
Thanks, Dustin. So to sum it up before we get questions, as you can tell, we are all very focused on everyone's safety. We want everyone to have a fun, unique, one-of-a-kind experience this week and weekend, and we want it to be safe. And that's what all of us and our colleagues are working for every day. The plans are in place. Please, if you are asked by a law enforcement professional or any one who is acting, please follow instructions. There's a reason for it. We're looking for everyone to have a great time. And by following instructions, by adhering to Churchill Downs rules and the prohibited item list, and either using TARC or the ride share, all of those things will help make your time more enjoyable as well as others more enjoyable as well. So we hope everyone has an amazing and unforgettable and a safe Derby week, whatever you are doing this week. And all of us and our colleagues across Louisville Metro government at Churchill Downs are here to help and support in that work to make it a wonderful week. And with that, we're happy to take any questions that you all have. Yes. Well, we have dealt with severe weather before. We've certainly had derbies and Oaks days, including last year, as I recall, that were not the greatest of weather. We know that some rain is coming in, likely to come in over the coming days. Hopefully Derby will be a wonderfully beautiful day. But again, there are places at Churchill Downs to take cover and get out of the shelter. As Dustin mentioned, you are not permitted to bring umbrellas into Churchill Downs. So please abide by all those restrictions and plan accordingly. The best tip I can get you is that if you don't have a poncho, order one now online and go to a store and you'll have it before you're headed out to the track. And that's probably the best bet. And don't take anything that you don't need. I mean, there are prohibited items, and also enjoy your time at the track. There's no reason to take more than necessary.
Say there are thousands of people, though, at the track. It's early evening. There is a severe weather warning. What is the protocol?
Do one of you all want to take it?
So at Churchill Downs, we start monitoring our weather many, many days in advance. Right now, working with Metro Emergency Services, the National Weather Service, and our third-party weather providers, we are reviewing weather at this point hourly, making sure that our guests are safe. We have had with Homeland Security support, we had a tabletop exercise earlier this year where we rehearsed and talked through our weather response plans with all of our partners. We're having daily meetings with emergency services and the weather service, trying to prepare for if there is a weather event. Once the weather event happens, we do offer multiple ways of notifying. One way that you can know that weather events occurring that's severe is using the text Derby number. We also have PA announcements that go out through our facility. All of our folks are trained in weather response, so if you're outside when it starts lightning, we will begin to move those people inside our facility. We do have designated weather locations for all of our areas. And so those plans are put in place. There would be PA announcements, big board announcements, and then as that weather came through, we would continue to work with our on-site public safety partners to respond to any situation that arises.
Can you describe those weather locations, and can they fit 60, 70, 80,000 people with that road base?
Right, so we are, if you've ever been out to Churchill Downs, we are a massive facility. And we do have, with all of our stairwells and interior facilities, it's a massive list. The document is fairly thick on where people go for different areas. But all of those places are marked with severe weather signs, and all of our concierges and hosts on site know where those guests go in that area.
Major Rivera, what is LMPD's focus of attention all track? Is it street racing that you're looking for? Is cruising still a thing?
The focus of this department, as the mayor and the chief have repeatedly stated throughout their tenure here, is public safety. We want to ensure that everyone in the community can live, work, visit, and participate in fun things, and share the joy that everyone in the community is sharing. Specific focuses, public safety is our number one priority, always. So that's what we dedicate our careers to.
Is Broadway cruising, what Broadway cruising still happening, or you no longer have to worry about that?
There is a Derby City Crime Prevention detail each evening throughout the event period that will begin in the evening hours and will be there as long as necessary. And again, as I stated before, not only are we focused on showcasing the city of Louisville with the 151st Kentucky Derby, we in the patrol divisions throughout the community, in all of the county, continue to focus on public safety and making this city safer for everyone.
In the same vein, you kind of talked about over the years what has been the biggest security issue that you've seen or that you've observed in your time that you've seen to really focus in on this year?
It is, as Director Jones had stated, it is really about knowing where you are, having a plan, understanding where it is you parked and where you're going, and listening to the men and women that are giving you directions, not only on the street, but the security personnel at Churchill Downs, the employees there, and the instructions that they give you will provide for a smooth transition from arrival to the event and then obviously leaving the event. So generally, when you get 170,000 people in a small space, it's going to take some time to get them in and get them out. So patience, having a plan and an awareness of where you are, and listening to those directions that are given to you by the folks that are working hard to make sure that the event is successful.
So you would say that people not listening to instructions from safety officials is probably the biggest concern that you may have?
The community listens. Our community is engaged with us every single day and helping us to ensure that we make Louisville safe for everyone. It is just a monumental task getting that many people in and out, but it is not one that we are unfamiliar with. It is one that we've done. I've done for 22 years. Kelly's done for 37 years. This is a fun time for us, and it is a time for us to showcase our wonderful city.
Kelly, I got a question. You spoke about the need for securing wallets and purses. And I know you work with the pickpocket detail. Two-part question. How good are pickpocket thieves? And what are the settings I need to be aware of that, hey, I could be a victim in a setting like this. Big crowds, people bumping into me. You can speak to that.
Yep. How did you know I worked that pickpocket detail? I never told you that, but I did one year. I'll tell you this. Here's what people generally need to know. Anytime you're pushed up against that many people, it's a risk. I don't care if it's at the Kentucky Derby, if it's at a music festival, where it is. Those are where these type people try to prey on innocent victims. One thing I found to almost always hold true, and when I did that first detail, I saw it firsthand. Two things stand out. That person is normally way overdressed for the weather. They're wearing a long coat when it's 85 degrees. Why is that? Watch people that are extremely overdressed, and almost every time we would catch one, they're walking against the flow of the crowd, because the crowd moves in a sea of people and flows, and the pickpocketers move against it because nobody's going to take the time to stop that wave of movement of people, and they look for opportunity. They look in those open purses. They try to bump in. They visually look. Again, zip that purse up or lock that purse, keep it to your forefront where they can't get it from behind. And I went somewhere the other day and put my wallet in my front pocket. I don't like that, but I knew it was something that I needed to do in that surrounding. Some people use money clips, but unfortunately, that's what they do. Look for overdressed people and people going against the crowd flow, but take away their opportunities.
I wanted to ask about the Churchill JCPS payment agreement. You seem to have sort of, I guess, modified your stance on that. Are you willing
Yeah, I think there's a path here where there can be a win-win for Churchill Downs, for the city, for JCPS, for the entire community. And I learned a lot last week after the ordinance was initially filed. I learned a lot about existing contracts that were in place that I was unaware of. I learned a lot about the risk of federal funding to JCPS. I listened to the new information that I was provided with and having meaningful discussions with several folks on Metro Council to move forward. Everybody wants to support Churchill Downs. Everybody wants to ensure that this iconic corporate citizen and institution that's a part of our community, not just this week, but every week of the year, can invest $1 billion in our community to create new jobs, to provide more hospitable environments, to continue to build the Kentucky Derby into the most spectacular sporting event, cultural event that our country has. And that's what's happening at Churchill Downs every year. We want to continue to support that, and I'm confident through continued discussions, we'll find a way forward that's a win-win-win for everybody involved.
So is there a chance that pilot agreement with JCPS could stay?
Stay tuned on the details, but I'm having very constructive conversations with some members of Metro Council, along with Churchill Downs, and we're going to all find a way to move forward.
Were there legal concerns?
There were some that were brought to my attention, yes.
You're talking about public safety and all the events around Louisville this week. Last Sunday night, we had an event at Festivale and trouble calls that night. Any response to, I know they made some changes to the policies there, but what's your response to when things happen like that at these very big public events that, I mean, in this case, last full week, any changes that you go, that you
Sure.
going forward?
Well, I was very disappointed to learn in some of the activity of some of our juveniles at the festival on Sunday night. And I fully support the Kentucky Derby Festival's change of the rules to require chaperones for the rest of the week. That rule, combined with the amount of security that is in place, will ensure that it remains a safe place for families to enjoy just as they have for years and years and years. And we want that to always be the case. I want to thank all the law enforcement that was at the event to begin with, that was working off duty, as well as some LMPD that came into support to ensure that nobody was seriously injured during those activities on Sunday night. And so I'm thankful for that. I fully support KDF, and we have several more days left of the festival, and we will make sure that this is a safe environment so families and the entire community can enjoy this wonderful annual event that's part of the Kentucky Derby Festival.
Real quick, unrelated, the consent decree, we know that the president signed an executive order last night, basically giving a 60-day deadline for the AG to basically work in these individual jurisdictions. I mean, are you operating under the expectation that the consent decree won't happen here? I know it's in the notes.
The question was about the new executive order that President Trump issued last night, and what does that mean for the consent decree? As I have been clear for the past several months, we are moving forward. LMPD is moving forward with continued improvements, continued reform. And regardless of if something happens in federal court where the consent decree that we agreed to last year is not entered into, we will continue to move forward with that reform and improvement under Chief Humphrey's leadership. That is already taking place. We are committed to having an independent monitor. We are committed to moving forward with that. And so we'll wait to see what the federal court does. My guess is the timing, there was just another delay granted by the federal court at the U.S. Department of Justice's request. Maybe they're all related. We're not sure in terms of the timing of all of that, but we will be ready to proceed and move forward when the federal court makes a decision.
What's that delay for?
The Department of Justice asked for more time before it submitted its latest response to the court. So they asked for another 30 days, I believe, their second extension from the court before they responded.
So that's until what, like mid-May or something?
We'll get you the exact date, but yes, roughly speaking, mid-May.
One more question.
I do have a question for, it could be for local fire or for LMPD. I know you all have many efforts in place for recruitment. We all are crafting the safety plan for Derby. Did you have any concerns about manpower covering the Derby safety beat as well as keeping people out on the streets for normal everyday fires or police calls?
Well, Major Rivera is coming up, I will say. LMPDjobs.com is a great place to go. I want to thank, I know that Officer Hash and I, there were about, 20 or 25 members of LMPD that ran the mini marathon and marathon with me. Everybody was wearing their T-shirt, and so hopefully some of the fans that were watching the mini marathon or some of the runners saw that we have an incredibly fit team at LMPD that is focused on health and focused on support and well-being, and we are looking for great new folks at lmpgjobs.com. But Major Rivera?
Exactly what the mayor said. This is an opportunity for us as a city to showcase all of the agencies that work hard to make our community safe. We will be out there engaging the public and speaking with them. And if you want to join, ask anybody at any corner that's directing traffic, any officer, the chief staff, executive staff. Ask the mayor if you run into him. We will get you there and we'll get you signed up. Same for fire and EMS. With respect to staffing, we have all of our available personnel working diligently to ensure that the city of Louisville remains vibrant and safe for all.
Quick question for LMPD. Will there be additional patrols for drunk driving, that sort of thing as well? Targeting that specifically?
Okay, as I stated earlier when I was speaking, we are ensuring that the event goes off without a hitch, but at the same time, we will continue to provide high-quality police services throughout the county for the entire duration of this event period and the remainder of the year. 365 days a year, the LMPD team is committed to ensuring that we make Louisville safe for all.
Thank you very much, Major Rivera, to all of my other colleagues with me today, and to everyone at Louisville Metro Government, to everyone at Churchill Downs. Thank you so much. This is, as I mentioned, a special time of year. Most cities do not have the opportunity every year to welcome the world for such an iconic, fun, unique experience. We're thrilled and honored to have that opportunity here in Louisville. We're going to continue to make sure that everyone that comes to Louisville has a first-class, unique, unforgettable, once-in-a-lifetime bucket list event here in Louisville for the Kentucky Derby. So be safe this week, enjoy responsibly, and have a good time, whatever your Derby week plans might be. Thank you all very much. Thanks, guys.